Hi Pisces, here is a general look at your solar chart for February 2013, but with a chunk of January thrown in. Over January, because you're probably going to be listening to this around about the middle of January, so a very busy, sociable phase for mixing and mingling, a good time for catching up with people, friends, but also a time for networking in various ways, but also maybe you feel as though something's moving forwards. You feel as though you can make progress with something there. Maybe that it's been on the back burner for a while. But definitely a great time for get-togethers, and you know, it's obvious for the time of the year, but it just so happens that it fits in with your solar chart as well. Mercury in that area too means that you can pick up really interesting little nuggets of information, or hear things which again make you feel as though there's progress happening. Discussions and ideas will tend to be future orientated. That's up until the 19th, and you could be thinking along different lines or new lines. Sometimes it doesn't feel future orientated, sometimes it doesn't feel progressive, but then when you look back over your shoulder further down the line, you think, that's where it all changed there. But you didn't realize it at the time. Now, more group involvement is likely, but also more involvement with friends is likely during that time there. And then from January the 20th to February the 19th, the energies shift very much. They come out of that sociable area and they go very much into what I call the sort of the incubating area. It's a bit like a cocoon or a chrysalis, because the area afterwards, after February the 19th, is extremely out there and dynamic and busy. So this is a kind of sort of hunkering down or snuggling in sort of area, but definitely an area of more heart. It is an area of higher service. It's a karmic area. So from January the 20th to February the 19th there, you're more likely to feel more pulled inwards, more introspective, wanting to get on more with supportive things behind the scenes, helping others. Because it's a karmic house, sometimes we're not even aware of how much we are actually dealing with, but it is, and that the sun will activate that area of a chart, and you will need during that time to draw a firmer line in the sand to protect your own boundaries, because it is an area where your whole of your field could be more sort of spongy and kind of open than it usually is, because as a matter of fact the sun is going into your own house. You have a sign, but you also have a house, and the Piscean house is very sort of watery and emotional, but also open to all kinds of subtle, extraneous kind of energies. Definitely time for self-nurture and healing, doing nice things for yourself, but of course you will get pulled out into life, yanked out into life, and have to be sort of very kind of on the ball, as we all are, but feeling as though you'd prefer to just zone out and be somewhere else. So if you can work with that energy and actually understand that you're not in the world of logic during this transit here, because both Mercury and the Sun are going to be in there, then go with the flow, you know, sense rather than think. And intuit your way forwards. Great for spirituality, healing, anything in the arts as well during that time there, because you're much closest to your unconscious, your subconscious, your higher self, your guidance during that time there. And then from February the 19th, the sun comes into your sign, so there the gears change again, and then it's a very powerful time for you. You begin to radiate very strongly, so you need to be, you need to let go as much as you can and let others take the strain in the time preceding that, because of this very dynamic time coming up after it. So you see, it all connects up together and it's a great time for you to sit back, take stock of the year that's just gone by, and review how well you've danced the dance of life and others have over the past year. And in general, the way should be clear for you to, or you make space, and you can make space more easily to get on with things, the sorts of things you want to do, or not do anything. Just drift for a bit, because your sign needs to drift. That's your job. Your sign needs to connect with that higher or more subtle or deeper, you can call it, vibration, at least once a day. So I call that daydreaming or floating or drifting. You know, you just need to connect in with that. Now, from January the 19th to February the 6th, Mercury is working from deeper levels, and that's when Mercury is with the Sun. But then Mercury leaves there, and from the 6th onwards, even though the Sun is still, you know, wanting to be in this kind of more introspective, reflective mood, Mercury's got this much stronger outer focus. You've got to look at the schedule, you've got to be clearer and busier, and actually things that have maybe been up in the air for a long time before, suddenly they come, or wait, maybe not suddenly, but they just start to come into focus for you, and you get the answers, you know, and you're clear about things. And because there's quite a lot of meeting and greeting and zooming around, maybe it might be like that. You might get a bit scattered, so just try to sort of get into alignment as often as you can. Meditation is always good to start the day, or to do sometime in the day. Communications equipment. Communications are going to be very strongly emphasized, correspondence and so on, but also communications equipment, possibly. Vehicles, travel, transport, that might also be emphasized. Social interaction could be related to sharing ideas and information, maybe about you, maybe about your path, maybe you're thinking about, you know, you're much more, so it's more me orientated here. It tends to be, given that you are the sign of higher service in the zodiac and you're here for the rest of us. But if you are going to get a moment of me, it could be when Mercury or any of the other planets are in your own sign. And that will actually be just preceding the time that the Sun comes into your sign. So you're going to kind of be pulled outwards, but also sucked inwards during that time. So it's one eye looking out, one eye looking in. And then you've got yes, that's right. Mercury is going to stay there with this very strong outer focus for quite some time. It's going to be there until well on into April 2013. I can tell you that because I've got my magic book of numbers here. Mid-April. Yeah, it stays in there. So again, the thing about scatteredness and the nerviness, you know, just be aware of that and attempt to offset that with alignment in whatever way you can do that, whether it's walking, listening to music, or meditating, or all three. And then from the 9th, you've got Venus, the 9th of January to February the 2nd, you've got Venus in a very friendly area. It's an area to do with connections. Connecting with people. Yes, connecting, and you tend to, there's this the tendency to mutual support with Venus here. You tend to feel supported by people you know, but also you are there as the supporter and you're appreciated for that. So, and also fresh associations. You could be making fresh friendships, but also bonding more with someone as well. It tends to be in a kind of on a friendship sort of level, really, here. So Mars is in a background area until February the 2nd, and when Mars is there, there's more going on behind the scenes, that's true, but also, which can be good, you know, as well as you're having to be there for others. Sometimes you just feel it a little bit more because you're just not in the mood, but it can also dampen down your energy, your stamina, so just take a little bit more care of yourself when Mars is there. That's up until the 2nd of February, and then from February the 2nd to the end of the forecast period, Mars comes into your sign, and then you get an energy boost. You get more decisive about things. Things aren't just hanging fire. Your decisiveness begins to increase. You want to initiate. You're not backwards and coming forwards with things. So get on with it. Be enterprising. Be enthusiastic, and you can get a huge amount accomplished. Another way this can work, of course, is that you're still kind of hanging back within yourself, but life is just yanking you out into the melee, and you've just got to sink or swim, sort of thing. You've got to make decisions. You've got to take the lead. You have to initiate. This is can be also the way it is. It's never the planets and what they do. It's always they're channeling their energies through us, and then it's how we are and our responses that shape and tone and tailor the planet's energy. Now, when I looked at the first major aspect for the whole of 2013 for everybody, it looks really good. It's very, very positive. It's a wonderful aspect between Mars and Jupiter. It shows signs of new growth and fresh potential, lots of promise in the air. The air is promise crammed over 2013, and we can do so much with this new, young, dawning light now, now that we've come into the new age. They say it's the age of Aquarius, but that's just a label. It is a new age, and we're in the very first breath of that new age. It's a marvelous time to be here. But of course, we've still very much got the traditions and the ways and the systems of the old age to sort of sort out before we can really take this new age on properly. Now, the slower moving outer planets, there's more about these on my website, specifically which section of your sun sign they are affecting at the moment. I'll write that up there every month, but just the headlines here. Jupiter is at the root of your chart, stabilizing your emotions, maybe helping you to feel more equilibrium within. And it's a good time for a move and a property exchange under that transit. Actually, that's there till June. Saturn is in Scorpio, making a good aspect to your sun sign, Pisces, helping you to learn new things, take long distance connections more seriously, perhaps travel for more serious kind of a reason as well, and getting into maybe higher learning, or putting the word out there yourself as the guide, advisor, teacher, and developing an ideology or field of knowledge, which is a little bit like chipping a shape out of a stone. You've just got to be consistent and patient. And then Uranus is in Aries, bringing a certain amount of volatility or change, and in fact complete reversal of the situation in your financial area or to do with property over these many years, but also changing your priorities, your basic values, where your bottom line is. Neptune, your ruling planet, is in your sign, and that will just sort of exacerbate or magnify all the Neptunian Piscean characteristics in your nature very strongly if you're in early Pisces, and making you more of the prop for others to lean on, or you putting others on a pedestal and putting yourself last, which is a no-no. And you need to be responsible for this slice of life, slice of God that you are, and live it absolutely to the hilt. But also part of that is, of course, being an enabler or a bridge for others. So just keep the thing in balance. And then Pluto finally is also in a good angle to your sun sign. It means regeneration through friendships, or through a social circle or a network or a collective or a web of some kind. And old doors will close and new doors will open during the time that Pluto is here. And that's it for this segment of 2013. You can listen to your moon sign or your rising sign, see how that fits for you. And I hope you have a juicy and fruitful 2013, and I'll see you the next time.